The piece that I've chosen to work on is Dragon Bee by Toshi Yoshida. It is a woodblock print made in 1955 and can be found on campus in Alumni Hall on the second floor. It's a monochromatic print in black and white, and it's made up of simple, white, jagged lines on a black background. The lines are both organic and flowing, and then sharp in some places. The design is kind of reminiscent of lightning. However, the actual subject of the painting is only obvious when the viewer knows the title, Dragon Bee. And dragons are a popular subject matter in Japanese art. The artist, Toshi Yoshida, was born in 1911 and died in 1995. He came from a family of artists going back many generations. He later married another artist and had more artist children. His father, Hiroshi Yoshida, had a very traditional Japanese style, and it was reflected in his prints, which were mostly landscapes. Toshi Yoshida started out in a similar style and subject matter to his father, but he slowly started to try new things, especially after his father died in 1950. Dragon Bee is an example of his more abstracted style that he started to adopt when he was branching out. Toshi Yoshida was a very well-traveled artist. He went to the Americas, Europe, Asia, Africa, and Antarctica. He was also very interested in depicting animals and wildlife in his paintings. For example, he did a series on African wildlife when he traveled to Africa. The fact that he's well-traveled is important to know about Toshi Yoshida because his travels have really informed much of his work. Toshi Yoshida was also part of the Sosaku Hanga art movement, meaning that he, as the artist, performed all the aspects of the print. Before this movement, prints in Japan were a team effort, meaning that different parts of the process were done by different people. In contrast, here's another print of Toshi Yoshida's, which was done later in his life in 1987. After a long period of abstract prints, he returned to a more traditional style and subject matter. This one is a scene of two zebras in a grass-filled space. The environment is not the focus in this print, which you can tell by the lack of detail. Even the horizon line is not well defined. This comes back to Toshi Yoshida's love of drawing animals, which is something he explored both when he was younger and when he was older and returned to a style more similar to his early work. This piece also shows his variability in prints. Not only were his abstract prints also very visually interesting, his more traditional prints were also very successful. It is important to get the full breadth of Toshi Yoshida's work. And then this piece is one of his father's works, Hiroshi Yoshida. It is Deer at the Kasuga Shrine, done in 1928. This one is interesting to compare because while Hiroshi Yoshida is known for his beautiful landscapes, he also did work like this one, where the focus is not just on the scene, but also on the animals. And animals are, of course, something that Toshi Yoshida was fond of using as a subject matter. This helps illustrate the similarities in Hiroshi Yoshida's work and Toshi's early work, and then later work. It makes his abstract work all the more interesting because of how much it deviates from his father's work, which clearly had a major influence on him. And if you have a chance, you should go and take a look at Dragon Bee on campus. Thank you.